Peace TV English, the solution for humanity.
Deserves Nobel Prize. Who is the most famous name in the world? They gave the name of John and Mary and Muhammad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala simply said in the Quran, وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. Just 1400 years ago, and just few years back, it was announced on American TVs that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most famous name in the world. But I said that this was not a shocking news at all.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Is it possible for a person who is spreading peace throughout the world by giving lectures, writing books, holding conferences like this to get a Nobel Prize for Peace? I refer to Uncle Dr. Zakir Naik.
Jazakallah khair. Are you promoting to make Dr. Zakir Naik as a candidate for Peace Prize? Yeah. If not, who else? This is my answer, as brief as possible. If not Dr. Zakir Naik, who else would be promoted to be a winner of Peace Prize? I support your viewpoint, and I'm quite sure that all of us support this viewpoint, and I hope that the committee that selects the winners would listen to us and would consider Dr. Zakir Naik for Peace Prize.
I pray to God that it should happen as early as possible.
As early as possible. I hope they are watching us on the TV now, or at least on YouTube, and they would consider this. But I think there are some official regulations that should go through. For example, some Muslim organizations would send his name and his works to promote this, and I hope they would consider this, inshallah.
The next question from the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nasreen. I'm a doctor by profession. I wanted to ask, nowadays whoever gets a Nobel Prize, it's made into a very big deal by the media. So I wanted to know, is it really a big deal?
I think this is one of the most difficult questions that I have been asked. Is it a big deal or small deal? It is a deal. I wouldn't say big or small. It is a deal, and it's something we face it. It's a reality in our lifetime. We cannot deny it. But if we can use it, if we can affect the process of selection to make it more unbiased, more fair, and more just to all human beings, we would be doing a wonderful thing. Otherwise, it's not within our hands. But we would like the world to know that among the Muslims, there are inventors and there are peace promoters, there are many capacities and talents. And I think, inshallah, one day they will realize this, inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan for this suggestion, and I hope that the committee of selection would respond to your call very soon, Dr. Nasreen.
The next question from the front mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
I'm Siddiq Ganiwala. I'm doing research on Islamic investment banking and finance. My question is, recently you must have heard the Nobel Prize for the Peace was awarded to Barack Obama. This was a serious questions about the Nobel Prize, now the credibility part. This is what I feel personally. Secondly, the question is now, we have been since last 102 years been passed away, and very few Muslims have been given this Nobel Prize. There are some analysis which has been done, and we identify the problem is there is no real community from the community side. The research work has not been pushed up by the community across, and education, as you said, is a second issue. But what I feel is that across international level, there should be some forum which should promote the research, Islamic researchers and scholars to actually get this type of awards. At least not, but at least named at the international level.
Yeah. So, what is the question? Are you telling us that Muslims should...
Correct.
Okay. His first comment was about Mr. Barack Obama, and I think before he even shed some doubts about it, a lot of newspapers in the world raised this question by saying, what for? He got the prize and they said, what for? What are the things that he had done that he deserved this? And this is, I think, throwing a lot of questions about the credibility of the prize and the people who are behind it, because at least they are saying it's too early to make this quick judgment. I think this was the message that all the media addressed. Regarding why shouldn't we Muslims promote some or make some prizes, I think there are many prizes. One of the prizes that you need to be aware of is the King Faisal Prize, and there is another one is also Naif Prize in Saudi Arabia, and there are some others in Kuwait and some Gulf countries, and I'm sure that there are some prizes, but they do not have the name and the fame that Nobel Prize, for example, has. So it is our role as well to participate in these prizes and to talk about them, and I hope one time I would be able to talk about these prizes so that Muslims would be aware of them and would participate in them and would promote the people who deserve to take these prizes, inshallah. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair.
The next question from the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Uzma Khan. I am a student of TY BSc. My question to you is, why can Muslim countries make their own Nobel Prize a prize of that stature? Jazakallah.
This Nobel Prize has a name change and it became King Faisal Prize. So it's not necessary to keep the name as is, but as I mentioned in answering the previous question, that there are some prizes among the Muslims, and one of them is King Faisal Prize, rahmahullah. And by the way, it's a very heavy and valuable prize. There is a lot of money in it, and I encourage each one of you to apply if his work or her work fits the standards. Jazakallah khair. Yes?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
My name is Ubaidullah Siddiqui. My question is, Mr. Sheikh, what things make you compel us to choose this topic to come and give lectures for the same? And as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is already the winner inside of Allah.
Jazakallah khair. I think the answer of this question, had I not made this lecture, you would have not made this question. Is this a good answer? Yeah. We know you said that you know that. But as I said, one of the people said that we should promote Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the world, and that's what we are doing. We are not promoting Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a name. We are promoting Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a person who carries this and represents this religion to guide the whole world. Our message here is to guide people to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worship Him. And I think these conferences and other activities are doing or are achieving what you have requested.
The next question from the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum. This is a question from a non-Muslim sister. You said while giving your speech about standing equal position while doing your prayer. Can you explain why in other religions the people use not doing the same thing or did not make a rule for other religions?
Why aren't people doing that in other religions doing that?
Yes.
I think this question should be addressed to the people of other religions. Why didn't they do that? To the best of our knowledge, that we know that Musa alayhi salam was praying in the same way that we were praying. But there is something funny, and I hope you access the internet and see it. Write the word prostration in church, and you will see how the people are making prostration in church from the Mr. Google. So Google will teach you about how people in other religions are making prostrations, which you can say that's a bit similar, but changes happened. And this is very important for us to be consistent in our prayers and to follow the details of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, so that there will be no day that we will deviate from the mainstream of Islam. Being consistent, and be sure that everything you do in your salat, the Prophet ﷺ had done, and it's not a culture you have taken from your parents or from the near community to you. Be sure that if you are following the exact sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, be consistent on this until you die. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. And worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a consistent way until you die. I hope I answered the question, but I think that, to be fair, this question should be addressed to the non-Muslims and saying, why did you change the right way of the Muslims who are doing the prayer now into other different forms? This would be a valid question for the non-Muslims.
Say indeed, my prayers, my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah, sustainer of the world.
A dynamic.
I challenge any human being to point out a single fundamental of Islam
In youthful quest.
which is against humanity as a whole.
Iconic, inspiring, encouraging.
Go and judge Islam based on the following.
Tariq Naik.
Judge Islam based on the authentic sources, that is the glorious Quran and the authentic Hadith.
Son of the world-famous orator on Islam and comparative religion, Dr. Zakir Naik.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us an opportunity to do a prophet job and to earn a prophet's reward.
A star above par in Teens Star. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 9:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV.
Where truth is hidden and misleading quotations create confusion. Where truth is hidden, lack of knowledge and wisdom cause upheaval and commotion. Where truth is hidden, manipulated scriptures and twisted facts emerge. This very hidden truth creates false propaganda, mayhem, chaos, disorder, and turmoil in our lives and the world order. But is there anyone with courage and wisdom? What is the truth, and who has the courage to expose it? Because it's your right to know the truth.
Watch truth prevail and lies perish in Truth Exposed by Dr. Zakir Naik. Every Sunday to Friday at 9 p.m. and repeat telecast at 7:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV.
The next question from the front mic.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am Choki Parvez from Solapur and I am a medical student. I want to ask you a question that from my little knowledge I know that Nobel, what he get the amount from his invention, he keep it in a bank and from the interest of that they give the prize. Similarly, some organization give the prize from interest of amount they have in the bank. And
I have got the prize from an organization of bank. Obviously, it will be an interest. How can it be allowed in Islam?
Jazakallahu khair. The question is about that if the prize, the $1 million that's given to the winner, if we know that this is from the interest of the bank. According to the will of Mr. Alfred Nobel, he said that invest the money that I left, which is $150 million US. He said that invest it, and from the investment, the profit of the investment, that you use it and you give it to the winners of the prize. So the question is, we need to verify and to be 100% that the people nowadays who are responsible for this prize are not investing it in usury or in riba. This would be the question. But I think, let's say that one Muslim would be liable, would be a candidate for this prize first. Let him take that prize and get the name, and then after that, if he is sure that there is some questionable money, he would donate it to a needy organization or so. But let one of the Muslims take, inshallah, the prize in the first priority. Wa jazakallahu khairan. Thank you for this subtle question. I have no idea really if this money is invested in haram or no, but it says investment. It doesn't say that usury or anything of that, to the best of my knowledge. If somebody knows more details, I'd be more than happy to learn from him or her.
The next question from the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tanzeel Allahpur and I'm a student of 11th grade. Sir, you named a few prizes such as King Faisal Prize, etc., which are not as famous as the Nobel Prize. Shouldn't we blame media for being biased to Muslims? And Muslims mostly do not get recognition and justice. When there is no justice, how can we expect there should be peace? Thank you.
As you have heard the question, it has many elements in it. I think before we blame the media, the golden rule is to blame ourselves first before we blame others. So I think the blame should be for each one of us first. What are we doing, for example, to promote this prize of King Faisal and something like this? We need to have promotion. One part of it, as I said, this conference. This conference is a promotion for these things. Some of us might not have heard about this prize or that prize before the lecture. So this conference is promoting that. We need to spread the word out. Let everybody know. But our mission is much greater than the prize, by the way. Our mission on the earth is much greater than this. Let's look at it. The mission, the priorities that we need to do first. First is we fulfill our worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is more important than promoting prizes. And at a certain level, when we know the prize, it would be our job. For those people who send emails, for example, to each other, they would teach each other about this prize, King Faisal Prize, for example, or other prizes. It becomes the role of every Muslim to promote this before we attack the media. But I'm quite sure if any prize in the world, regardless of the name, whether it's King Faisal or King Ibrahim or Nobel or whatever name, media is after the events and the function and how great we are. You have seen, for example, on the first day here, how many people represented different media came here. So I am telling the sister, we are in the process of making the media aware of what the Muslims are doing. But don't expect that we reach a level that the Nobel Prize have reached, because the Nobel Prize had been in the market for more than 100 years. And Peace Conference had been only 3 years in the market. So you can see 3 years and compare it with 100 years. We have to be fair in evaluating our efforts, but we are on there. Secondly, we cannot force people to be just, but we need at least to show people that we are just. If the people see that we are just, we are fair, at least we can change the image of the Muslims that the media takes to them. I hope I answered parts of the question at least. Jazakallahu khair.
The next question from the front mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
As a Muslim, our final goal, our final prize is Jannah.
Yeah.
Do we really need such prizes?
No, absolutely. This is a wonderful comment. Our final prize, the ultimate prize that each one of us is waiting for is Jannah. Right, this is good. And that's why I think we can promote some prizes that are related to this. The work of, and when we talk about this, for example, the service of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to all humanity, does it make him a candidate for paradise? Inshallah it does. So I think we can promote something similar to these prizes, which inshallah promote or make us candidate for paradise. There is no contradiction among them. Inshallah, you can do this and do that to encourage the Muslims to be better Muslims. I think there is no contradiction. Wallahu a'lam.
Thank you.
The next question from the front mic.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Shaykh.
Alaikum salam.
My question is, as some sister pointed out, that media is being biased towards Muslim by promoting Nobel Prize and not promoting King Fahad Prize, as you said. So, and also about my question, that why are we not able to promote the teachings of Prophet Muhammad as the Christians are doing, although they just have around 40 days of life of Jesus by the Bible. So, Shaykh, don't you think that we Muslims must have media in our hand to do these things? That's the reason why I'm doing my bachelor's in mass media from Mumbai University. I feel that we Muslims must have media in our hands. That would help us doing da'wah and promoting the teachings of Prophet Muhammad and also removing the misconceptions. Sheikh, what is your thought about it?
Yeah, I think this is very good. I put my hand in your hand. We work together to promote this. And this conference, again, it promotes the media that it reaches 100 million Muslims all over the world. So it is part of the media that we are looking for. We put our Islam in it. We put the concept of Islam in it. We put the concept of the mainstream Islam in it, and it goes everywhere. If it is now 100 million, I hope, inshallah, in the next few years, it will be 2 billion or more, inshallah. So we are putting together, we are on the track, and we are working towards it. Jazakallahu khairan, inshallah.
The next question from the sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
I'm Misha and I'm currently studying in grade 9. My question is, can a Muslim or any other general person influence the selection of a candidate for the Nobel Prize?
That's a very difficult question, and she's in grade 9. What if she's in grade 12 or so? Let's think of it. Can a Muslim affect the process of selection in Nobel Prize? I would say yes and no. Yes, if we really Muslims would do something so unique that would attract the people to our work. Fighting terrorism, for example, is a good action of spreading peace. This is an example. Making Muslims invest their time and their education in some research that would benefit humanity, as the old Muslims used to do. These are some of the things. So if we get into science after being good Muslims first, as I said, because our goal is not getting just the Nobel Prize, our goal is getting access to paradise first. So by being good Muslims and doing some research, doing some inventions that would help humanity, definitely we would be affecting Nobel Prize, and nobody could resist this at this time. But if you try to nowadays to be fair and look at the level of the inventions that most of the Muslims do or have access to, you would find them very limited. I'll just give you an idea. The patent office in the USA, in Washington, D.C., 97% of the inventions come from almost 4 or 5 countries. From USA, and some countries in Europe, Japan, and China, for example. Yes, there are some inventions here and there from other people. but the majority of them are from the Western world. Until the image changed, until the Muslims would be able to show the world that we are skillful enough to have beneficial inventions for humanity, we will not be able to convince Nobel to select one of the Muslims. We need them to be fair, and we have to be fair. Either we prove ourselves that we are outstanding scientists and scholars, or they will select better people than us. And once you are outstanding, your name goes everywhere in the world. Yes, nobody can deny this. So it is our work that should be done first.
Barakallahu feekum, may Allah bless you all. That is all the time that we do have for question and answers. So everybody do give a big thanks, may Allah reward him, for Dr. Mamdouh Muhammad. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK, B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301 132301. Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
Islam covers all aspects of this life and the hereafter.
We begin with the letter A. A is for what? A is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the heavens and the earth.
The do's and don'ts, the freedom to choose, to decide our way of life.
My prayer, my fasting, my zakah, my hajj, my slaughter.
As per our wise creator's will or our uncertain human will.
Everything is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Bilal Ismail.
Purification, a super important matter in our Sharia, as we will learn A to Z of purification.
Appreciate the holistic approach of Islam in dealing with various affairs of life in A to Z series. Every Monday at 8 p.m. and repeat